Hey guys, and welcome back to another Duviri Maxa episode. Today we are going to be focusing on Octavia, as per the request of someone in the comments. We are really powering through these frames now. This is number 22, I believe. So yeah, we are getting through them. It's costing me a lot of platinum, as you can see. I'm down to 6. I did have a bit left over from last episode, so we do have Orokin reactors and catalysts installed on all of these at the moment. So we're going to go ahead, get these guys nice and maxed out. I am recording another video, which hopefully will improve my platinum number up in the top right there, hopefully, whilst I'm doing this. But we'll have to wait and see. This might take me a while if I can't get my platinum back up in time. And yeah, we've gone with the Boltor. We've obviously got the Incarnon upgrade for that I've put on, so we've got to get that all worked out. And then we've got the Pandero, which is actually Octavia's sort of signature secondary weapon, so I thought I'd just roll with that. And then as the melee, I've actually gone with the Tatsu Prime. It's not a very used weapon, but I quite like the look of it. It looks kind of cool, and it's a prime weapon. So yeah, we'll go ahead and be using that. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get this build maxed out. Alright guys, so we're back, and I have decided again to make use of the armor decree that we're going to be picking up that's going to provide us with additional ability strength. So I have absolutely trashed strength, as you can see. Probably not a good shout. We'll see how it goes. Obviously I am relying on getting that decree in, but yeah, our range significantly higher, as you can see, as well as our duration, which is what I'm kind of banking on here. I do not want to have to recast abilities very much, so yeah, hopefully we do not have to. But as you can see here, fairly straightforward build. I was debating whether or not to replace Alga Message with another Former and put on Primed Flow for a bit of extra energy. But to be honest, the more duration we have, the less we are going to be using our abilities, so I think it's probably going to be fine. I have actually tried to put Breach Surge on here. I'm going to see how this plays out. Obviously, the radius is massive, and the blind duration is massive as well. So I'm thinking this could be quite a good CC mechanic. But then, obviously, as we gain ability strength from our armor, hopefully, again, this is going to be dealing just loads and loads of damage as well from that damage multiplier, and obviously applying status effects. We are going to be focusing on kind of using our mallet as well. Hopefully we can clear out defense missions very quickly, combined with our amp as well as our metronome to stay invisible and obviously get speed and multi-shot. As our strength goes up, this is going to increase, you know, tenfold, hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, this might be a very, very powerful frame. It's just going to depend on the build, and obviously if this strength, you know, sack doesn't work out with the decrees, then we will change that, because this is one that can work very well in Steel Path Circuit. We're just going to have to kind of get it to how we want. But then in terms of the weapons here, our Boltor Prime with the Incarnon upgrade, we've got crit chance on here, projectile speed, increased damage, and 20% ammo efficiency on kill. So that's going to stack up to 3 times, and then, yeah, the usual headshot stuff. This is built for damage stat with, you know, dual 60/60s here, vigilante armaments for some extra multi-shot. And then galvanized aptitude and galvanized chamber as well. So we've got, on our normal stat, 78% crit with a 4.4 times multiplier and 102% status chance. And then, yeah, on our Incarnon form, we have over 100% crit chance with slightly less status, but that's fine. 6.6 times crit multiplier there, so very nice. On our Pandero, I actually did have a Riven lying around, which I've managed to get multi-shot and toxin on, so I've kept that on for now. Galvanized shot, galvanized diffusion, lethal torrent, and then we've got a 60/60 over here to provide us with some corrosive damage. Our status is up at 57.6% with 4 multi-shot, so we should proc 2 status procs every shot, hopefully. Obviously, once galvanized diffusion stacks up a bit more, that's going to increase. Steady hands as well, so we can use our secondary fire without, you know, flinging our hands up into the sky. And then, yeah, everything else geared towards crit chance there, so that should be good. And then the Tatsu Prime, very straightforward build here again with Prime Breach, Prime Pressure Point, Sacrificial Steel, and Organ Shatter. And then it's another Blood Rush build. So yeah, all in all, this should be pretty good at mobbing, I think. Particularly if we happen to get it on Octavia, or, you know, we have Breach Surge active. I think this would be very fun, to be honest, because for those of you who don't know, the Tatsu Prime actually has like a passive ability where I think it's when you kill an enemy. I can't actually quite remember off the top of my head, but it will send out projectiles to other enemies that are nearby. So it's actually quite a fun weapon to use. It's just not used very often because its damage stats are quite low, and it's a bit clunky to use. But, you know, what can you do? Anyway, let's now go ahead and decorate our Octavia, get her looking nice, and then we will go ahead and do some weapons testing. Alright guys, so here is our Octavia. I have finally decided to go with a sentient skin. So this is the Octavia Mandocoralist skin and helmet. I've gone with the waveform ephemera just because it kind of works quite well with Octavia and the whole vibe that she has. And then attachments wise, I haven't bought anything new other than the Cyandana, which I think goes quite well with the kind of sentient vibes we've got here. It is the, let me just remember the name, the Aeropanex or Aeropanex Cyandana. Yep, adds a bit of animation and sentient look to it. And then, yeah, attachment-wise, we've got nothing new here. So the Ace Apex chest plate, Targus Prime shoulder plates, Protevere leg plates for some more animation down there. And then, as I said, the waveform ephemera. We are just using the standard color scheme, which I usually go with. The black, white, red, and orange energy. I think it works quite well here. It looks pretty good. So yeah, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the simulacrum and give our weapons a bit of a test. So, courtesy of the Knights of Nabrus event, which has come around now, we can go ahead and use the new simulacrum skin, or simulacrum ballroom skin. It's not new, it's been around for a while, but I haven't been able to get my hands on it on this account yet. So what am I doing right here? We are getting some corrupted heavy gunners. Let's get them maxed out here. Pause AI, steel path, level 195, very nice, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and see, yeah, how we do here. We're not going to do any kind of abilities to give us a hand, so let's start off by... We've actually quite a lot of damage there, even without our bit active. So we're kind of generally hitting orange crits for the most part, and as we get more kills, this is obviously going to stack up damage quite substantially. Not too bad at all, I don't think. The Pandero is probably not going to be as good. Although actually it does kill, which is nice. A lot of the times when we don't have, you know, incarnate weapons or special weapons, they very much struggle against these high-level steel path enemies. But yeah, that's very nice. Let's drag some of the enemies inwards for our melee right here. But I'm not thinking this is going to do a whole lot to begin with. But we can indeed kill them after a while. The slash procs are actually doing quite a lot of damage, I think, which is nice. Yeah, 210k on that slash. Actually, that might have been a finisher, but yeah, you know, not too bad at all on any of those. So let's go ahead, see if we can get this Octavia in the Steel Path circuit, and yeah, see how far we can get. And fingers crossed, we get ourselves that decree that we want to get our ability strength up nice and high. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, we have our Octavia Prime, and I did have a quick look to see what weapons we were getting here, and alas, we don't have any in any category that we have actually maxed out, which is a bit of a bummer, if we're being honest. So let's go ahead, and I think we'll probably take the Sporothrix. The extra status is probably going to be quite nice, although thinking about it, if we're using... maybe, yeah, we'll take the Sporothrix, why not? And I'm going to also take the Sancti Castanas. Not sure how good they're going to be, but, you know, we'll just have to roll with it for now. And then let's take the Maya as well, I think. Out of the ones we have there, it's probably the best. The Galaxian Vandal is actually quite tempting. Yeah, high status still, but like 0 crit as opposed to this guy, which definitely isn't going to crit, but even higher status. Maybe we'll... Yeah, you know what? Let's take the Galaxian Vandal. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to be better with the current build we have. So we kind of want our strength decree. There we go. That's nice. Straight off the bat. It's only going to give us a bit to begin with. An extra 55%. So we're basically back up to the 100% strength that we had before, which is nice. And obviously, so for base, when we get that maxed out, it's going to be an extra 165%. So that's pretty good. So yeah, we'll go ahead and crack on, guys, and see how far we can get. Obviously, this is going to be fairly straightforward, I hope, to begin with, especially since we started on survival. I've just got to run around and survive. And yeah, we've got to get our decrees racked up. So I'll, like I said, catch you guys in a second. Alright, guys, so we've completed 10 stages. We are coming on to the defense mission, stage 11. And yeah, so far this has been pretty damn good. We'll go with that, actually. So, the Breach Surge seems to be very, very good here. My mallet, or not my mallet, yeah, my mallet, procs Breach Surge. So, essentially what I've got is just a circle of death, where when enemies enter, they take damage, and then obviously they release sparks, which fly to other enemies and kill them. So let's just quickly gather up our decrees for this round. And then we will go ahead and just do a bit of this defense mission to show you guys how this is working. And then we'll finish it there. Ooh, close contagion. Okay. We do have the maxed out strength for armor now. So as you can see, my base is 166%. That can go up to the maximum 500% when we proc Guardian, which is nice. But yeah, for now, let's just go ahead and get this going. I'm very bad at timing this. I need to change my metronome so I can just spam it. Something I forgot to do. But we'll go ahead and throw down our mallet just here. I'll probably be recasting this as we go. But yeah. There we go. And I'm down already because I was standing on top of the mallet. So one thing, again, you know, I am squishy. Even when I'm invisible, we have to be a bit careful not to stand too close to the mallet, which is obviously drawing fire from, like, everything. But as you can see, there's a lot going on. It's kind of hectic. But yeah, as long as we kind of just stay invis here and don't stand too close to the mallet, the Breach Surge, combined with the mallet and all of the other decrees that we now have, does just an insane amount of damage. And as you can see, the enemies, even though they're level 2000, they're just not getting close. And actually, this Galaxian Vandal has proven to be not too bad. The cold stats that it provides are semi-decent, you know, in slowing down enemies. It's actually really good against the Jackal when we come to fight him, because obviously we can just basically slow him to nothing, and taking out his limbs is easy as anything. But yeah, I just got to make sure that I do indeed stay invisible. I haven't really found a need yet either to use Magus Anomaly, because the range is like so big that it's like they just kind of walk into it. Oh, that might be an issue. I think we're alright. Yeah, we're fine. Let's throw down another mallet here. Galaxian Vandal might actually want to have a look at in a future episode, maybe. It's pretty decent. But this shouldn't take us too much longer here. This defense mission. I actually took a break like halfway through this one, so our mission time isn't going to be any kind of indication of how fast you can complete Steel Path Circuit with Octavia, unfortunately, but as you can probably tell, it's faster than most for defense, especially. Excavation's not too bad either with Breach Surge, because you obviously get the blind from it as well, which is always nice. And obviously Galaxian Vandal we've got here has also been helping out, slowing enemies down. I am flying around all over the place. Come on. And there we go. Defense mission done. pretty damn quick if you ask me. Assassination, I'm probably just going to leave that for now, to be honest. We'll get the hell out. And let's do a quick regroup in the Orbiter, guys. Alright, so Octavia proving to be a pretty good frame for this. Very, very high damage and good survivability with her invisibility. She will probably tail off a bit. I imagine you probably could get to level cap with it. But, again, I don't have time every episode to do that. So, yeah, we had to make do with the level 2000 steel path enemies, which we were still kind of annihilating. Our defense objectives weren't really taking much damage at all. Excavation does become a bit tricky after a while, as I discovered. But, yeah, for the most part, it's a pretty solid build. And the Breach Surge interaction with Mallet is actually so fun. You know, you don't really have to do anything, because as soon as an enemy enters the Mallet range, they get hit by us, our damage, and then sparks just fly everywhere and kill all the enemies around it as well. It's just absolute carnage. And yeah, if you can get some decrees as well that apply status, like we had corrosive on our Galaxian right there, as well as some extra cold damage, then it is just an absolute monster of a build. So yeah, hopefully you guys took some inspiration from this if you want to try it out in your own builds. But yeah, like I said, this build kind of probably wouldn't work in normal steel path. We are making use of that decree that gives us ability strength based on armor. So do bear that in mind when you come to do this. But yeah, otherwise, guys, we'll probably just end the video here. If you have any suggestions for future frames that you would like to see, remember we are only doing prime frames to begin with. We are getting through them at a decent rate now. We're nearly halfway through, nearly. So yeah, get your suggestions or whatever you want to see in down below. Weapons as well. I'll always happy to take a look at those. But otherwise, guys, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. I'll see you later.